Hey guys, welcome to Shades 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is Friday, y'all. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday, y'all. It is my daughter's birthday. So happy born day to Jade. All right. And blessings to Jade, guys. All right. I hope you guys had a great Thursday. I definitely did. And I hope your Friday is even better. All right. Let me go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. It will be in my comment area, and part of it is scrolling across that little banner. That thing right there. Okay? Welcome to everybody in the bushes. Everybody watches this in the replay. And over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. What's up, Jermaine? We also got Tony in the place to be. What's up, Tony? Have a good night at work, Tony. All right. Y'all, let me ask you to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content tonight. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much for doing that. Let's go to change that. All right. And if you guys want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super chat or a super sticker, or you can do a membership for $4.99, or you can do a cash app to $ Shades 2. Okay. And thank you guys so much. Oh, I'm just reading what Jermaine got up here. He said, hey everyone, if you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like the video to show your support. Share it with your friends who might enjoy it too. Subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. Thank you so much, Jermaine. All right. So guys, tonight we're going to be talking about Young Thug, how the prosecutor was trying to have his probation revoked. Okay. And I'll tell you the outcome of that. Also, we're going to talk about a man who gets out of jail and does the unthinkable to his mom and brother. All right. And I want to tell you guys about Trump saying that he may have a person or somebody to purchase TikTok or whatever the case is. And what else? Let's see. American Airlines, they had another little situation. So we're going to talk about that. Did y'all know that Elon Musk left the Dodge? His contract, I believe, was over. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. And let's see what else. There was another. Oh, not this. I think I just told you. Oh, this one right here. I definitely got to tell you guys about this. I may have to tell you. I may just be able to tell you a little bit of this tonight. And then later on for Fuckery Friday, I'll tell you more about this story. It's about Pastor Ricky Floyd. All right. So go get you something to drink, a relaxing seat, bed, or whatever. If you are at work, continue to do your job. Make sure you watch Shades 2 though on the down low. Okay. But still do your work. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with this live before I be falling asleep. For real. Hold on, guys. So my eyes are itching. Okay. All right. First story. Let's go ahead and go over Young Thug. All right, because that prosecutor man was really trying to do a number on him today. Let me go ahead and put this header up here real quick. Young Thug. Let's talk about him. Let's take Young Scooter off here. I did look at some updates regarding Young Scooter and the girl. I didn't see any updates. I don't know for sure if she is out on bail yet. I'll double check that before we get off this live. But the last I checked, she was still incarcerated. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do Young Thug first. Let me turn this music down a little bit as well. Sorry about that, y'all. It's pretty loud. Okay, so anyway, with Young Thug, guys, earlier yesterday, prosecutors filed motion to revoke Young Thug's probation. And the reason why is because the prosecutor claimed that Young Thug demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law. All right. So, anyway, the state filed a motion to revoke rapper Young Thug's probation that was issued in the lengthy YSL RICO trial in Fulton County. The motion filed in Fulton County Superior Court on Wednesday claims the rapper, whose legal name is Jeffrey Williams, has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law, the safety of witnesses, and the integrity of the judicial proceedings. All right. It also alleges his community presence while on probation presents a clear and present danger to public safety. The claims presented in the motion deal with social media posts. The filing states a blogger shared a photo online of an investigator testifying in a gang murder preliminary hearing, adding that the court explicitly ordered that the witness not be shown on television while testifying. The motion claims Young Thug amplified this act by reposting it on social media with a caption calling her the biggest liar in the DA's office. The state claims the post went viral and led to the investigator's address being publicly posted. The motion also states there were other posts circulating online that made a threat against her family member, and even one against Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis. This is not an isolated incident. It is part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. That's what the motion states. Social media has been used as a tool to manipulate public perception, spread misinformation, and instill fear. The state said the court can revoke probation when a defendant engages in new criminal acts or make violations that threaten public safety. A post on Young Thug X account that didn't directly mention the motion shared comments about never condoning threats Wednesday night. He said, "I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participate in threatening anyone. I'm all about peace and love." Okay? Anyway, a statement from Brian Steele, the attorney who represented the rapper during the trial, called the motion baseless. While intimidation and threats of violence are never appropriate, Jeffrey Williams has done nothing wrong. We look forward to seeking a dismissal of this petition. And that is what his attorney, Brian Steele, stated. So, like we already know, Young Thug was released from custody after pleading guilty last year to 6 of 8 charges in the RICO trial against him in the alleged YSL street gang, marking the end of his involvement in Georgia's longest trial. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Reese Whitaker gave him a total sentence of 40 years. The first 5 years were to be served in prison, but that was commuted to time served. Then there was the 15 years on probation. And then a backloaded 20 years in prison will be commuted to time served if he complies with all of the conditions of his probation. If he doesn't complete his probation successfully, he will have to serve those 20 years in prison. The judge also imposed several special conditions during the sentencing. Okay, so anyway, let me give you guys an update to his probation revoking situation. Okay, let me go ahead and give y'all that real quick. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Oh my gosh, I still got this up on my page. Hold on. Y'all, I cannot type. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Gosh, every day I tell y'all the same thing that I cannot type. So anyway, the update is that the judge rules Young Thug did not violate probation with social media posts. And the thing about it, I don't even understand why the prosecutor even thought, try to pull that. Okay, I just don't understand that. I mean, they just looking for anything. So let's see here. You're like a girl right here. Okay, anyway. Damn, Young Thug is 6'3". I didn't even know that. He is tall, man. 6'3". So anyway, like I said before, hold on, damn. So a judge declined on Thursday, you guys, like I was just telling you, to revoke the probation of the Atlanta rapper Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, after prosecutors moved to have him punished for a post on social media in which Mr. Williams referred to a local gang investigator as the biggest liar in the DA's office. In a brief ruling on Thursday, Fulton County Judge Paige Reese Whitaker declined the motion from the district attorney's office of Fannie T. Willis without explanation. Atlanta prosecutors had filed a motion on Wednesday arguing that Mr. Williams had violated the terms of his probation, writing that he has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, compromising ongoing legal proceedings and warrants immediate revocation of probation. All right. Mr. Williams, 33, pleaded guilty late last year to participating in criminal street gang activity, in addition to DRUG and weapons charges, ending his role in a sprawling racketeering trial that became the longest criminal proceeding in Georgia history. The two of the 6 original defendants in the trial who refused plea deals were found not guilty of murder and conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. All right, so y'all can know that. So I already went over all this other stuff already about how they did his sentencing and everything. All right. So anyway, in a response to the filing by prosecutors on Wednesday, a lawyer for Mr. Williams, Brian Steele, said in a statement, "This motion is baseless. While intimidation and threats of violence are never appropriate, Jeffrey Williams has done nothing wrong. We look forward to seeking a dismissal of this petition." So, that's exactly what happened. Okay. Let's see here. So anyway, his lawyer, Young Thug's lawyer, said in a response filing on Thursday morning, Young Thug's lawyer wrote, "These comments on social media by unknown persons cannot be attributed to Mr. Williams in order to support a violation of his probationary sentence." All right. And like I said before, on X on Wednesday night, Young Thug allegedly went to X and wrote that he had not made threats toward anyone. He said, I'm a good person. I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participate in threatening anyone. I am all about peace and love. All right. You said Fannie Willis has no credibility. Yeah, I heard her names. I heard that name so many times. So since his release back in October, Young Thug has largely opted to lie low and has put out no new music of his own. Um, he has appeared only while covering his face with a mask. And what else? See what else they said. He is scheduled to perform at multiple summer music festivals beginning June the 22nd in Illinois, which would mark his first concerts since 2022. They said Young Thug, in his frequent collabs, have also started promoting something with only cryptic teases using the phrase UI Scooshy, I guess, a red supergiant star. Okay. So yeah, so that's the update with him, guys. Again, the prosecutor was trying to get his probation revoked because of some social media posts and um, some pictures that were shown and things like that. However, the judge was not buying that and said that he did not violate his probation. So she denied it. She denied that. And she decided not to revoke his probation because he did not do anything to violate it, point blank. So it is what it is. What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the prosecutor trying to revoke Young Thug's probation? Let me see what they're saying on TikTok about that. Hold on, y'all. What do y'all think about that? I think they're just trying to find any kind of reason to put him back in jail for 20 years. Let me see something real quick. Tripped out. Okay, let me see. Young Thug. Let's see what they said on TikTok real quick. Let's see what these people said. Now, she's talking when she just heard about the DA office filing that motion to revoke his probation. Let me see what she's saying. I like to hear these TikTokers when they be talking and see if they be knowing. Let's just listen real quick, okay? Hold on.
Of witnesses and prosecutors compromises ongoing legal proceedings and warrants immediate revocation of probation. Revocation meaning revoke or cancel. And this all has to do with the preliminary hearing that's been happening regarding Little Baby, for PF and OMF, because apparently Fulton County is trying to put a RICO on them. So there's this preliminary hearing that's been happening. And during the hearing, Detective Viverito, who is the detective that testified in the YSL case, was called to the stand. Apparently, there's an order for none of the witnesses in this preliminary hearing to be shown, but a quote, known blogger deliberately violated the court's directive by posting on social media, quote, she doesn't want to be shown on screen. Well, here she is, along with a photograph of investigator Viverito. And here's where the state says that Young Thug messed up. On Tuesday, April 1st, after that known blogger made that post, Young Thug reposted the image with the caption, quote, Marissa Viverito is the biggest liar in the DA's office. I mean, if that's how he feels. And it does not say her name. The post, of course, goes viral, and this motion says that some of the comments included direct threats to investigator Viverito and her family. So this motion goes on to say that this is not just an isolated incident. It is part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. Further down, it says that these efforts have also included attempts to exploit the court's perceived stance of disdain toward the state by referring to Your Honor as YSL Whitaker. And in the words of Whitaker, is this for real, y'all? This ongoing manipulation of public perception through social media is intended to obstruct justice, silence witnesses, and threaten those who enforce the law. And so the DA's office is urging the court to take swift and decisive action by revoking Thug's probation and remanding him into custody without delay. This motion was submitted by Fonnie Willis, Adam Abate, and Simone Hilton. And just as a reminder, Young Thug was sentenced to 15 years probation plus 20 years suspended. And so if his probation were to actually be revoked, he could be looking at spending a little less than 35 years in prison. Fulton County is trying to put Young Thug back
so
in jail,
that's what
and
was
I'm
said.
not a lawyer, and even if I was one,
that's what was said before, okay? When, all of this came out, earlier and stuff. But then, like I said, later on, I think early yesterday when they went in, the judge declined to revoke Young Thug's probation because the judge said that Young Thug did not violate his probation, point blank. Like I said, I just think the DA and the whole entire group just, probably really wants to see this dude incarcerated. Okay, let's keep it real. So let me let y'all hear this right here. Let's let y'all hear this one. He probably laughing about it.
You want to be so productive? Tell us where you'll get that money to pay your little ass boyfriend. Huh?
What?
Judge said you want to be so productive. You'll get that money to pay your little ass boyfriend. Or at least that's what I heard. Judge Winston said that she's not going to revoke goddamn Young Thug probation, which actually shouldn't. That man is a millionaire, and he can have an opinion on how he feels about certain stuff. He just went through a trial case with y'all, and he don't like y'all. And he see y'all doing it to his other compadres or other people he know in his city. Why can't he stand up and say something? If anything, Young Thug's in a position to be an activist for Fulton County at this point. Come on, now. Whether or not he can go down there, that's besides the point. Y'all expect him to sit down and just be quiet. Even in 50 interviews, you looking butthurt. 50 sit down somewhere. Okay, then y'all talking about everybody was calling Paige, Weinstein, Whitaker, and all of this. We were saying that in the form of she was on the side of good or neutral. Okay, y'all was on the side of bad, and that's why nobody still right with y'all. Okay, you want to figure something out. Figure out how you gonna tell people in Fulton County that your ass was allegedly taking money from somewhere else to be touched. Huh? We still on that, but I because I don't want to be in trouble, y'all. Judge Whitaker said that she is not gonna revoke Young Thug probation. He is good. Thug, please don't say nothing else about these folks, man. Come on,
please.
Because you're gonna have me tied up for 6 to 8 months trying to get your free brother. Come on. Listen, Young Thug, y'all don't worry about it. He's straight. Young Thug, keep your head down, brother. Salute you, man. Love the feature on Dumb Dumb Dumber. Talk to your boy Lil Baby when you get a chance, because he acting up a little bit. Lil Baby, shout out to you. I'm just here to bring y'all the news. I'm just the messenger. Judge Whitaker told.
Well, that was a trip, wasn't it? Let me see what some of these comments are saying. That was a hot ass mess. Okay, let's see. Somebody said, why she on his IG page? When you're on probation and stuff, they be spying. They be watching everything you do. Especially somebody high profile. They're definitely going to be, keeping eyes out. That's why he probably need to refrain from posting stuff on social media against these people. Or if he did do it, he may want to do it, have somebody else do it for him, or on a down low, or some other type of way, if he just feel like he needs to post something. But I wouldn't be posting anything, because don't give them any kind of reason to try to make revoke his probation so he can be back incarcerated for 20 years or more. So yeah, I think you need to just really lay low and just stop being on social media, reposting stuff. Somebody said Fanny wants Thug in jail so bad, and that's what it sounds like to me. Somebody said, I'm starting to think Fanny wants him. These people are crazy. And then somebody said, and now they're trying to hit Lil Baby with a Rico. And they said, so she can take more of his personal belongings. She's a broke sugar mama. Okay. Somebody said Paige knew her nickname was YSL Whitaker. That's the funniest thing, though. Somebody said, period. Judge Whitaker, Danny is obsessed with Thug. Pretty Lady said he's a taxpayer and has a right to voice his opinion. I totally agree, cousin. Yeah, but you still got to stick to the, the probation stuff, because you don't want to violate your probation. Love said, baby, I know Steele was ready to fight. And then somebody else said they need to be trying to figure out which officer shot Scooter to bring charges on him. People still think that young Scooter was shot too, guys. Let me just let y'all know that. They said, but she did tell Thug that she would suggest he use discretion, and I agree. That's what I'm saying. You can't just be doing, certain things if you know you're on probation. These people are watching, they monitoring your social media. You know what I'm saying? You got to do stuff on the down low. And they said then she said on Bill Clinton's television network and said it was gang activity because he was calling for the harm of a police officer. Okay. So I'm glad, like I said before, I'm glad that his probation did not get revoked. I'm glad the judge declined to revoke him. And like I said before, he just basically need to lay low and not be posting stuff on social media, that could possibly get him in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Okay. So in the comment section, y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Are y'all happy that the judge declined to revoke his probation or what? And why do you guys think they was trying to, get him back incarcerated again? All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next story. That was a trip. This dude was a trip too. Let me go ahead and hard his stuff because he tripped me out talking. All right. So let's go ahead and do the next story, guys, that I was going to talk about. And it's about the man who got out of jail and does the unthinkable. Let's go over here to this story. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me get it. Okay, this is it right here. Is that the right one? The man gets out of jail. Yeah, this is it right here. Okay, let me change the banner real quick, y'all. Let me take this down. Excuse me, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so this is Darren Jenkins, guys. Okay. Anyway, a North Carolina man has been charged with murdering his mother and his teenage brother just 6 days after being released from prison. Okay. Darren Jenkins, 25, had walked free on Tuesday last week after serving more than 5 years for stealing GUNSs and burglarizing cars, according to WITN. And his mom wrote this on Facebook when he was getting out. She said, "My baby is home. Lord, I thank you." Okay. Now, they said, but Jenkins was swiftly back behind bars, charged with first-degree murders of his mom and his 15-year-old brother, Darren Cox, who were found unalive in their home in Wilson. about 40 miles east of Raleigh. Okay, so this is him right here. I don't know why he did this. Damn, his mom was happy that he was out. At least she seemed to be happy that he was out. Okay, let's see what else. Well, anyway, authorities have not said how the two passed on, and they did not give a suspected motive. Okay. However, Julia Cornegay, a cousin who lives next door, told CBS 17 that mother and son were stabbed to, you know what, with their bodies found hours after she saw the suspect, looking like he just got out of a mental ward. So, was he having some type of mental situation? She said the look on his face told her he had done something. His hand was cut up and he had a bandage on his hand. So she saw her cousin around 3 a.m. on Monday. They also said Jenkins had been showing alarming signs since being freed from prison, the cousin said. She said, I'm hurt because I knew he was going to do something. You can just see he was so frigid. He was so anxious. He could not stay still. He had that sneakiness about him, like a crazy person trying to get ready to do something, like premeditated. Anyway, Deron Jenkins was arrested and booked in Wilson County Jail without bond. This is the mom right here. Her name is Dana Jenkins. She was 50 years old. I don't know if they're going to show a picture of the little boy, and I won't show his picture on here. That's the mom. He unalived his mom. Well, actually, I can. The brother looks older. This is the younger brother right here. And what I'm trying to figure out is why did he do that? You know what I'm saying? What happened in that household before he went to jail, if anything did happen, to make him get out of prison, and just, not jail, but get out of prison and just basically unalive them. It sounds like he had already planned it in his mind. Anyway, they said he made an initial court appearance in court on Tuesday. Darren and his mother were both remembered by their local church community. They loved each other. They loved us. We loved them. That's what Bishop Sherman Blandon of Mount Mora Community Church told ABC 11. They said, especially Darren, he meant the world to all of us. Our teens here, they are there grieving heavenly. My children, the adults here, the entire city, his colleagues at school, teachers, it's just rough and unfortunate. Okay. Again, I'm trying to figure out what was going on in this dude's mind. His cousin said that he was acting like he had some mental situations going on. I don't know. That's why when people be having these mental situations, you guys, you better make sure they're getting checked out. You better make sure they're taking their medications and everything. And if they're showing signs of being out of control, you need to, try to get them some help, because this is not a good situation. The mom was so happy that he was getting out of prison. She went on Facebook and she wrote that message. She said, "Thank you, God. He's out." And then he gets out and unalives his mom and his brother. And his brother was just a kid. RW said, my question is, how did the parole board not catch this man? What? Wait a minute. He said, how did the parole board not catch that this man was capable of such deed? we had to do a psych makeup before you release, or is this what they intend for him to do? I don't know. I don't know why he was even released if he was still, you know, if he was having some type of mental stuff going on, because I can't believe that he didn't show any of this while he was incarcerated. That's what I'm trying to say. And they just let him out. Somebody said, if you unalive your own mother, that probably means that you do not hold any repentance in your heart. Hell fire is for sure. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, let me go down. Somebody said you can look at his picture and tell that he needed more than 5 years, but no worries, inmates will see his paperwork. That doesn't mean those inmates are going to do anything to him. And y'all stop saying that. Sometimes they don't be doing anything to these people. Somebody said this demon does not deserve to breathe. That's sad. Somebody said after his mom was supporting him throughout his bid, she was thanking God for his safe return home, but he was evil. And was probably jealous of his younger brother, who was a good-looking and probably on the right path, mature young man. He's going to prison for life. Unalive the person who would have been there for him. A you know what shame. Condolences to the family who has to deal with his tragedy. Rest in peace, mom and son. Okay, another commenter said he never should have been released in society. Somebody said him and other people get out of prison with a vengeance. Coco crazy. We as parents just hope for the best. My condolences. Somebody said they seen her a few times. She was always smiling. Okay. She said, rest easy. Dolly said it sounds like he was on drugs. Usually the first thing previous using criminal does that has no intention of changing their future. Mom was probably fed up with his behavior, and he thinks she deserved it for Melanie in his life. I don't know about that. I don't know. I just think maybe he was either, he either has some mental situations going on, or he might have had some resentment or something for his mom and his brother. Right. A lot of dangerous animals do all types of stuff, like get up on YouTube calling people bitches and shit, when they know who the real bitch is, you know what I'm saying? The bitch who had them, you know what I'm saying? That's the real bitch. Okay, so some of these dangerous animals who get out of their cages, that's what they do. Some don't not only unalive people, but some likes to stalk people and harass people and call them names and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just do stupid shit. I don't know what's wrong with some of these damn ex-felons. You know what I'm saying? Not all. Y'all heard me say the keyword some, okay? Okay, let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Somebody said no real help or mental assessments while serving time. It's a shame. My condolences to the family. They said they do have plenty of mental health available for incarcerated people. The problem is the people in charge of administering that mental health don't care. Why they don't care? because nobody else wants the job. They won't be fired. It's not results oriented. They just have to show up, clock in, clock out. They can even ask for every Tuesday off so they can go work a side hustle in a clinic on the streets. Somebody else said they set you up to be abused in jail. They know and see the inmate paperwork. In GE crimes, why would they put a nonviolent inmate in a cell with an inmate who abused other inmates? That's why you got to think about all that stuff before you get incarcerated. Okay, I say it all the time. You know, you have to think about your actions before you get yourself in a situation where you need to be incarcerated, especially if you know that all of these things, you know, happen in jail or prison. Somebody said, damn, got to be armed and ready around your own people. I see. No problem. So let's go ahead and look him up just a little bit more, because I'm trying to figure out exactly what was going on with this dude, if they have anything else regarding him. Okay, let's see here real quick. Damn, dude. Okay, hold on. His name is Deron. I forgot his name, y'all. Deron. His name is almost like mine. Let's see, Deron. Hold on, let me go get that. This is him right here. Ex-con. Deron Jenkins. Let's see if we can go ahead and see what else we got on him. Something must have happened to him in prison. Let's see. So they did charge him with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Okay. Let's see what else they got right here. I'm trying to see if they got anything else about him. And I'm gonna go to TikTok next because they may have some more information. He got 2 counts of first-degree murder. So I don't know. This dude must be absolutely nuts. Let's see what they said in the shade room. Room about him. Let's see. No additional details are available. You got the same stuff. Hold on, let me just see you guys real quick. Yeah, hold on, let me see this. Okay, let me see what they said on TikTok about it. Deron. What's his name again? Deron Jenkins. Okay, let's go look him up on TikTok real quick and see if they got any additional information. Let's look it up, y'all. Let's look it up. Deron Jenkins. Hold on. Let's see. Gotta wait till this day gone. TikTok load up. It'll be all day. They have videos. Hold on. Wait, what they got on here? Let me just show y'all this video real quick. Okay, let me switch this real quick because this is what I was saying. Too bad he could have done this. Hold on. Let me mute this. I don't really have to. So somebody did this video right here on TikTok. They said this. I'll just let y'all see it. Hold on. We can't play no music. I'm just gonna let y'all see this. So they said this would have happened to Mo3's Iller if he pulled. So let's see this again. That's the dude right there running, right? If it would have been Russia, that's what would have happened. Honestly, that should have happened even though it was a rush hour. They were trying to dodge this dude, okay? When he was running up there like that, if those cars would have just hit him, they would have saved this dude's life. Okay. I remember when I saw him running up the freeway like that, up to Mo 3, I was like, damn, why these people should have just ran him over? You saw him running with that GUN, they should have just hit him. Shit. Okay, I mean, that could still be self-defense somewhat because you don't know who he's running toward, shooting and stuff. That's exactly what should have happened. Gosh. That's tripped out. I wanted to show y'all that because I was up there when I looking for this dude's article. Let's see what they're saying. Somebody said them Dallas drivers don't give a F. Nah, please, they good out there in Dallas, DF Dub. Okay, they don't care out here. Okay, because they ass will run you over here, okay, on everything. They recreated this whole scene all the way down. Yeah, somebody said nobody even tried to help, bro. That's what I'm talking about. When they went around, when that dude got out that car, all those cars were swerving around. Somebody could have hit him. I don't understand that. I don't know. I just think instant reflex action. Honestly, I probably would have hit his ass, okay, with the car. I'm just being perfectly honest. I probably would have, okay, because you running down the freeway with something in your hand. I don't know who you shooting at. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, you guys. I think I probably would have hit him. I don't know why all these people were like going around him. You could tell this one car looked like they was like, I don't know. I don't think they slammed on brakes, but they did some type of stuff. You could tell that they didn't know the car was sitting right there and all that. They was trying to avoid it. They should have just hit them, all of them. All those cars was coming by. So they said Texas leads the nation in traffic Fs too. I don't know about that. Let's look that up real quick before I do this other thing with this dude who got unalive. Let's see. Let's look this up. Now let's look this up. Because I know these people, they cannot drive for sure. So actually it's Mississippi, Indiana, and North Carolina. They were tied for having the highest percentage of car occupants on the highways. Let's see who get hit the most. Mississippi has the highest car accidents, okay? But let's see who gets hit by cars, physically hit. Most people being hit. Crossing streets. Shit, we're gonna put it up there like that. So Mississippi is the most. Mississippi is still number one, you guys. It's the most dangerous states for people. They got the highest, rate of 33.40 per 100,000 people. And just think I thought it was Cali because these people here are nuts. You know what I'm saying? The way they be driving. Goodness. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. Mississippi is up here all around. Woo. They said non-Hispanic, American Indian, Alaska Native, and Black persons had the highest pedestrian unaliving rates among all racial and ethnic groups in 2022. And drunk driving is still the biggest iller on our roads, just so y'all can know this, okay? So there you go. That was fascinating to find out because they were wrong when they said Texas is Mississippi. All right. So anyway, we're gonna look up Deron. Oh, we need to go back to TikTok actually. Deron Jenkins, right? Deron Jenkins. Here he is right here. Let's see what they're saying about him. So let's see which one I want to see. It's the same goofy dude. I'm trying to see if anybody got any back information on him. So this is him doing a face. What's the name? Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Okay, so this is him right here on social media. So yeah.
He unalived both his mother and brother. Not too sure what the motive was or what could have triggered him to do this. However, I 100% believe, again, this is my opinion, that he planned this. He must have had some type of anger or animosity towards these two the whole entire time until he was released. I really, really believe that. As I went through his Facebook page, there are some red flags, not too extremely noticeable, but one that definitely caught my eyes when he made a threat of wrecking the vehicle. If someone were to be in a car with him, he would wreck it. He would definitely wreck it. And I think that was some type of red flag. Also, him mentioning how he would fight all his friends, and that is why he does not have any. As you can see, these are some flags that he basically displayed. I think he was a jealous person, and I really believe this probably stemmed from jealousy and just being cooped up in a cell and watching others flourish. This is 25-year-old Darren Jenkins, who was released from North Carolina Department of Adult Correction on March 25th, 5 days ago. As you can see, his mother is so happy that she announced to the world that he was finally home.
Damn.
So many people congratulated him. Turns out he had other plans. He unalived both his mother and brother. Not too sure what the motive was or what could have triggered him to do this. However, I 100% believe.
Okay, we're gonna stop there right there. That is crazy, y'all. Like I said, I wonder what happened. That's weird. I mean, why did he just flip out? And it seems like he did plan this while he was incarcerated. He was only out for what? A few days? Shh. That's crazy. They say he was locked up for assaulting his mother. Let me look that up to see, okay?
That he planned this. He must have had some type of anger or animosity towards these two the whole entire time until.
That is crazy. Trying to see if anybody got any more information on this. This is crazy. Okay, let's see. I was trying to see if we have anything here. Nothing. They said what made him do this. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What made him do this? Other than, his cousin said he was acting like he had some mental stuff going on. Maybe he was going through some mental stuff, but still, if he had some mental issues going on, you would think that the prison, like I said, would have known this and they wouldn't have released him. He should have been released into a mental ward or something. I don't know, guys. This is a weird one right here. Goodness. He was on parole, like I said. Let's see. I'm trying to see if any other information is on here. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here. And then the mom was very happy that he was getting out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Somebody else said he was disturbed. Maybe he was a little off, you guys. Like I said before, a lot of people be crazy as hell Oh God, they be showing you all types of signs, like hysterically laughing, just doing all types of weird shit, talking crazy, saying weird stuff. And yet people sit there and just listen, don't say anything. This could have happened with him in jail, in prison. He could have been just doing the weird stuff in prison. They just laughed it off or ignored it or whatever the case is. Something had to be going on with this dude. How you gonna get out of jail, right? And then come home and unalive your mom and your younger brother, who was just a kid. Okay, let me show y'all this right here. Doesn't even make any sense, you guys. It's weird.
Good morning. Jenkins is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Dana Vanessa Jenkins, 50, and a 15-year-old whose name was not given by the Wilson Police Department. In court, Jenkins only spoke to request an attorney. Officers with the Wilson Police Department were called to 1702 Snowden Drive at 5:23 p.m. Monday evening and located the 2 deceased victims, according to Sergeant Eric McInerney. Assistant District Attorney Holly Robble requested an increasingly high bond of Judge Matthew Sperati, the highest amount possible, due to the nature of the crime and Jenkins' previous record. Sperati placed Jenkins' bond at $1.5 million for the first count and $1 million for the second count. In December 2021, Jenkins was convicted of larceny of firearms, several counts of breaking and entering into motor vehicles, and malicious conduct by a prisoner in Wilson County. According to the NC Department of Adult Corrections website, he was released on March 25th after serving a little over 3 years, according to state records. Jenkins is currently on parole for those convictions, state records indicate. Jenkins was also convicted in September 2020 for misdemeanor charges including violation of protection order, will/1 and injury of real property, and second-degree trespass, according to the state website. He was given a suspended sentence and placed on probation stemming from that conviction. Amber Lynch, Public Relations Director for Wilson County Schools, could not identify the student, but she told The Times, "I can confirm a Beddingfield student died last night. There will be additional counselors at the school today to support students and staff, and counselors will be available throughout the week and moving forward. Please keep the family in your thoughts and prayers, as well as the Beddingfield community during this difficult time." Durandanta Jenkins was given a 2.5 first-degree murder.
Goodness, y'all. So his bond was at it's set for $2.5 million. He's not getting no bail or anything else. Again, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Okay, he shouldn't even have a bond at all. Okay, honestly, but they know, $2.5 million. He has to have what, 10% of that. They know good and damn well this man is not going to get that. So basically, he didn't get a bond. Okay, they just doing technicalities. Somebody said you unalive the one person in the world that loves you unconditionally. And I'm just still trying to figure out why he did it. I don't know. That is crazy. That is very weird. Hold on, let's stop this real quick.
Jenkins, 25.
So they didn't release any more information. So hopefully, we will get the reason he did it. Hopefully they will reveal that. I don't know if they will or not, but hopefully they do, because we try to figure out what exactly happened. Is this him right here? Yeah, this is him. Hold on, let's see what he's talking like.
On November 12th, I'm going to be hosting a workshop.
Is this the same
that you
dude?
can come and answer your questions. You can find out where to host it, what kind of equipment to have.
This couldn't be the same dude.
How to organize your podcast, how to launch your podcast.
This is a different dude right here. His name just got the same. Let me make sure this is not the same dude.
Build an audience around it. So if you have questions, come out to my workshop. It's on November 12th. It's online. So
no, because he was still in jail. He just got out. What day did he get out of jail?
And
he was just out 6 days before he did this.
Sign up. Just check out the link in my bio.
And this dude right here is clearly older.
I'll see you on November 12th.
Murder in Wilson County. We're learning the suspect is charged with killing his own brother and his mother. Police
Okay, let's see.
A man just released from
Yeah, okay. So we looked at all this,
This is
guys.
breaking news.
Hold on.
What's going on, everyone? So, this is day 4.
Yeah, this dude right here just got the same
So,
name.
what did I do today?
Okay, so anyway, y'all, like I was just saying, it's just a real hot mess. Just a sad situation, honestly. And other than him having a mental situation going on, I can't see how and why he would get out of prison and then go and unalive his mom and his 15-year-old brother. Okay, either a mental situation or either some things might have been going on. Who knows? With him and his family that no one knew about. I don't know, but hopefully he will say, why he, unalive his mom and his brother, point blank, and then hopefully they will release it so we can know, because that's sad. When you can unalive your own parent and your own siblings. I mean, come on now. That's crazy. Okay, so y'all tell me what y'all think about that story in the comments section. My condolences are expressed out to their other family members, friends, people who knew both of these two people. The mom and the brother. Even his schoolmates and all. My prayers are with them all. And hopefully, as far as this dude, they can find out why he did this. If he has some mental issues, they definitely need to address those and get him some help. And at the same time, justice needs to be served with this dude, because you can't be doing this. This mom was so happy that he was getting out of prison for him just to come home and unalive her and his brother. That's sad. Very unfortunate. Very sad situation. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's see here. Girl. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and go to this next story real quick. They even got Johnny Gill up here, y'all. These people are crazy. What? Hold on. They crazy. They got Johnny Gill up here talking about his, sex, his sexuality. That's crazy. I'm about to watch that later on. Okay. Let me go ahead and move on to the next story. That's why I'm like going on TikTok, because I started reading stuff and keep on reading. Let's take your thing down. Yeah, that's an unfortunate tragedy, for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to this next story. What did I just say? It was one more story that I wanted to tell you guys about. I said I was going to give you a little bit of it. I'll just tell you a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll talk about it more on Every Friday. Okay, so this lady right here, let me show you. And this lady right here unalive this dude behind. And this is pastor. This is a pastor in the back here, okay? So let me just give you a little information about her real quick. So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to show you the video. I'm not going to show it tonight, but I'm going to show you this video of Pastor Ricky Floyd, who was shot and unalived at a Memphis bar. Okay? Now, the video that I'll show you guys tomorrow or later on tonight was recorded by Samantha Marion outside Mama's Bar and Grill on March the 12th. Police said the confrontation started inside the bar and continued outside Marion's. Anyway, this lady claims, the lady that I just showed you in the picture, she claimed that she shot and unalive Floyd in self-defense. Now, anyway, she's incarcerated, obviously, went to trial, and prosecutors are arguing that she went to her car, got a GUN, and returned to the confrontation. with the man, with the pastor. So anyway, they charged her with voluntary manslaughter. So tomorrow, later on tonight, we're going to look at the video and we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this, and we are going to say if we think this is self-defense or not. Okay? If it wasn't so late right now, we would do it right now, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow, later on tonight. We're going to watch this video. We're going to see her, this man, this pastor walk up to her and everything, when they was into their little argument, and when she, basically shot him and unalived him. And she said that it was self-defense. The prosecutor says it wasn't, because she left from the argument, went to her car to get her GUN, and then she came back. That's why I say you don't never supposed to do that when you're doing self-defense. Okay, if somebody doing something to you, you do it right then and there. You don't leave and come back and then try to get them. That's crazy. So we are going to talk about this tomorrow. Watch that video. We're going to watch the video, and then we will discuss that. All right? So now, let me go ahead and give y'all a couple of breaking news stories real quick, and then we're going to get ready to get out of here because it's getting late. It is getting late, y'all. And I said I wasn't going to be on here that long. Like, unlike other people, one in particular, I got something to do. You know what I'm saying? I got things to do. I can't stay up all night. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube. Anyway, first story is this right here. Donald Trump announced a TikTok America deal. Okay, so TikTok may stay. It may stay if this deal goes through. Okay, let's see what that's going about. What that is about, real quick. Let's see. So they said the White House is reportedly getting closer to backing a deal that would allow U.S. investors to acquire TikTok's American operations. They said this would effectively shift control of the popular video platform away from its Chinese parent company days ahead of the looming deadline. Okay, so I don't know when the deadline is again. I can't remember. They say the information said that Trump will announce plans for TikTok America later today. Okay, so we're going to be looking forward to that and see how that goes. All right. So let me see. The Financial Times reported that this proposed American division would be spun off from ByteDance. Okay, the Chinese company will retain just under 20% of TikTok's stake, but have way less control. Okay, the information said it would license TikTok's algorithm from ByteDance. All right, so that's going to be true. And then they said, in addition, current investors in TikTok, such as General Atlantic and some other place in KKR and Katu, are reportedly expected to acquire stakes in the U.S. division, which accounts for around 30% of the business. Okay. Now, they did say this deal is in early stages, in early discussions, and subject to change. It comes just days before an April the 5th deadline set by U.S. law, which mandates that TikTok be sold to non-Chinese entities or face a nationwide ban. So, damn, they got 1 day. Okay, I didn't even realize that. So, it's good that they did this. Somebody said it's weird that he's more concerned with the security of a social media app versus the security of our nation. Somebody said, please ban TikTok because there's a lot of kids not focusing on schoolwork and they stay on a lot of social media. Please ban it, please, because I see a lot of TikTok videos in school and kids not focusing on school. And there's a lot of people unaliving themselves on this website. It should be banned in the beginning. Please stand up for our young kids and ban TikTok. Please, I'm not being rude, but it's the truth, and people need to stop hating and let this man ban TikTok because it's too much social media website being useful for DEATH money and parents not even taking it seriously. Please ban it, please. First of all, I'm so sick of hearing people talk about this, subject. Listen, these social media apps are not responsible for your kids. You are as a parent. All right. If your child is on TikTok all the daggone time or any other social media all the time, it's up to you to enforce, some type of punishment or whatever the case is, or at least talk to your kids and just let them know that, you can't be on social media all the time. It's up to you to do all these things and more. Okay. Not no social media platform. Okay. They don't care if your child is on there all damn day and night, so you as a parent, you need to make sure your children are doing what they need to be doing and not on social media all day and not trying to unalive people or themselves. It's up to you. Okay. Period. Somebody said you can't hold a social media app responsible for poor parenting, and I agree. And somebody said, how about you be a parent and raise your own children, right? Instead of letting social media apps raise them. Okay? Please. I don't think they need, if they ban TikTok, they need to ban a lot of other ones. Because listen, they be getting so much of our information, that it's plainly ridiculous. There's a lot of them that need to be banned. Right. TikTok actually is a good app. And they're changing some things anyway. They're making it a little bit more tougher to do certain things on it too. Okay, so it is what it is. Okay, so that's what Trump is trying to do. So he may save TikTok from being banned permanently here in the USA. All right, so now we're going to move on. We're going to read this one tomorrow. Let me just save the story. This is a sad situation. Let me see this one. I saw this earlier and forgot to save it. Okay, so let's see about Elon Musk. So they said that, let me take this down. Okay, they said that Vice President Vance said Thursday that billionaire Elon Musk will remain a friend and an advisor to the White House after Musk departs from his role as a special government employee next month. Musk is leading the efforts of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, to shrink the size and scope of the federal government, but his special government employee status will expire at the end of May. Now, Vance made it clear that Musk would not exit President Trump's orbit once he leaves his official government role. However, of course, he is going to continue being an advisor. And by the way, the work of DOGE is not even close to done. The work of Elon is not even close to done. And that's what Vance told Fox and Friends co-host Lawrence Jones in an interview. He also said DOGE has got a lot of work to do. And yeah, that work is going to continue after Elon leaves. And he said Elon is going to remain a friend and an advisor of both me and the president. And he's done a lot of good things. People don't realize how vast and uncontrolled the bureaucracy was. He said we started to chip away at it, but there's a lot of work to do. It's not going to happen all in 6 months. It's going to take a long and committed effort. They said White House officials have dismissed a political report stating Trump has told close advisors that Musk's time in the government will be winding down. And then Trump earlier in the week said as much, acknowledging Musk would eventually leave to run his companies. Musk has been a close advisor to Trump dating back to his election victory last November. He is a regular presence at the White House, and the Tesla CEO flies with Trump on Air Force One. Okay, so yeah, so he will still be, around. He will still be acting as an advisor. So it is what it is, y'all. What do you guys think about that? Somebody said, what is he going to do with all of our information? And then another person said, do you really think you have any information that is worth something to anyone? Yeah, it is. Social security numbers, driving license information, just all types of stuff. Your credit report, all types of shit. Tax stuff, all of that. Somebody said, it's too bad that America is made up of so many stupid people. They want this. One more message. Let's see. So this commenter said, so what Joe Rogan is saying is that Elon Musk will be working behind the scenes. Well, they just said he will be working behind the scenes. He will still be acting as Trump's advisor. Okay? They said they still have a lot of work to do. So yeah. So technically, he's not doing that position, but on the down low, he is still probably doing things. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely an advisor to Trump, okay? And to the vice president as well. So anyway, what do you guys think about that? It's the same dude. What is that X stuff on his neck? Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Y'all tell me in the comment section what do you guys think about that? What about Elon and President Trump and all that other stuff I just told you guys about? Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we got here. So let's talk about young Scooter. Let's talk about, first and foremost, let's see if that girl is still waiting on someone to bail her out. Because I did not, I did not check that to see recently today. Let me look that up first before I go to the story. Let me go to Google and let's do updates real quick. Because we only got about another 10 minutes or so. Let's see. Young Scooter. Okay. Hold on, let's see what they talk about right here real quick. Okay, this is the same one that I already read already. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Okay, I don't see anything new right there. Let's just make sure. Yeah, this is all old, except that they did update it 6 hours ago, and they said Cameron reveals he cried after hearing about young Scooter's unaliving. So that's kind of new right there. But they haven't. They also did a vigil to remember young Scooter too. Okay, so that's nice that they did that. But I don't see anything about this woman. Did she make bail or anything? I don't think she did. She probably is still sitting behind bars. Let me type her name in there, Demetria Smith. Let's just check to see real quick, y'all. I know she's probably still incarcerated because They haven't said anything else, about her. Let me put this up here. Young Scooter. Because they always put other people that's more popular, I guess, up here. Let's see. Yeah, they haven't updated anything. I don't see anything new besides what I just told you guys. Yeah. So of course I'll be checking it, like I said before, until we find out, if she gets out on her bond or what. And then we'll go from there. Because all of these we already went over this. Let's go ahead and go to the other story I told you guys about. So anyway, let's talk about young Scooter a little bit. Just to find out some things about him real quick. So do y'all know his net worth at the time of his unaliving is $4 million. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's see what else they said about him. That's all they got on this little article. Let's see. Hold on. Let me go to this right here. He was pretty much doing good. I wish that girl would have did that swatting thing for sure. I wish she wouldn't have. Let me see what all they got on here of them. Let's go on this right here. Let's see. I basically told y'all everything because I don't see anything on here new. Let's see what they got. That's the same article I just read. Well, I just told you something new right then and there. They also did a balloon release to honor his life. Okay, they did that. I can show y'all that real quick, huh? Let me see. Maybe I should. Let me get it off of TikTok because I don't want to show it on here. Let me show it off of TikTok. His balloon release. Let's see that real quick. Let me see. Let me go on here. Oh, y'all. Young Scooter's balloon release. Let's see. They got to show it here. This is it right here. Let me show y'all. This is beautiful. That's why I want to show y'all. I don't show funerals and stuff like that because I don't go to funerals, but I will show y'all this. Look at this.
Tree.
Yeah. So that was nice that they did this for him. So that was great that they did that for him in honor of him. That was really nice. And then they did the other thing that I told you guys about as well. They did this balloon release. This is it. This is it right here. See, look.
His real name is Kenneth Bailey. The 39-year-old died Friday on his birthday after a false 911 call. Channel 2's Aaron Rodgers live now in Kirkwood with the memories friends and family shared tonight, Aaron. Wendy, young student, grew up here in Kirkwood, and if I learned anything about him tonight, it's that he loved this neighborhood and the people in it. Hundreds of balloons and hundreds of people, which was evident by the people who showed up to Betsy Branham Park Thursday evening.
He put his foot in every area, every side of Atlanta,
Especially the east side.
all the young students, man. He's one of the greatest presidents.
Proper young shooter, whose real name is Kenneth Bailey, died Friday on his 39th birthday. Atlanta police say he ran when officers got called to a house he was at and cut his leg jumping over a wooden fence.
I just talked to him at 6 o'clock. I think it's like 6:20. It's all he did. It broke my heart. It's still breaking my heart.
Police arrested Demetria Spence Tuesday and charged her with making a false 911 call, but a judge granted her bond Wednesday.
I hate that at the hour and the streets on his birthday.
His friends and family who built this park say they're focusing on the legacy he's leaving, not just his music.
Okay, so we got to turn that off because we don't know what's the name. But anyway, that was beautiful that they did the balloon release, yesterday. That was really nice. And they also did a vigil as well. So again, my condolences are expressed out to his family, to his fans and friends, and anybody else that knew him and loved him. And my prayers are also extended out to them, and may he rest in peace. And I will, keep you guys updated on the situation with the girl who swatted his house, the house he was at, and basically contributed to all of this right here. I mean, that's just only the truth. Doesn't even make any sense. Okay. So that's good. I'm glad they did that for him. His house was nice too. Look at it. Let me show you his house. I'm showing the house right here. Gosh. That's his house. Very nice, huh? That was very senseless what that girl did. Okay, for real. Goodness. Damn. Yeah, he was worth $4,500,000 at the time of his unaliving. Okay. Okay, so let me see. One more breaking news, and then we are getting ready to get out of here. Got 2 minutes. Let me see if I can do another breaking news for you guys, and that's going to be it. We did good, like an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, let's see. I'll tell you guys that later on. Oh, fuck you, Friday. Oh, let me give you the American Airline thing, okay? Because I did say something about that, okay? So, y'all, let me just show y'all the video. Shit. Okay, let me show y'all this video. Just when you thought all the airline stuff was gone, I told you it was still happening, Jermaine. I just haven't been covering it. You can't even hear this shit.
Looks like everybody's safe. Welcome to Augusta.
Augusta, Georgia. Let's see that when they was walking off the plane, off the wing. Look at this. They climbed on the wing to get out of there, hold on. Damn it. I'm on Amazon, y'all. Hold on. Hell, it's this mouse. I gotta get my mouse pad. Okay. So as I was saying, climbed out on the wing of the plane to get off the plane. I heard him say it was filling up with smoke or something. Okay. Anyway, they said passengers on board an American Airlines plane evacuated the aircraft from its wings after smoke was reported in the cabin upon landing in Georgia. As we just seen a video captured by passenger Sean O'Connor showed people carrying their luggages as they were helped down from the wing of the jet Tuesday at Augusta Regional Airport. He said it smelled like the brakes were burning or something. The cabin was filled with smoke, and we climbed out on the wing. Okay? He said it looks like everybody is safe. Welcome to Augusta. Okay? So anyway, American Eagle Flight 5406, operated by PSA Airlines, with service from Charlotte Douglas International Airport to Augusta Regional Airport, experienced a maintenance issue after landing safely in Augusta. And that's according to American Airlines. And this is what they told Fox News Digital in a statement. They said all passengers deplaned and were escorted to the airport terminal. The safety of our customers is our top priority, and we apologize for the inconvenience. All right. And of course, the Federal Aviation Administration told Fox News Digital on Thursday that it is investigating the incident. All right. So they did say the crew reported smoke in the cabin after landing at Augusta Regional Airport in Georgia around 9:50 a.m. local time on Tuesday, April the 1st. Passengers deplaned the airplane on the airfield and were bused to the terminal. Then, following an inspection of the plane, it was determined that an electrical issue had caused the haze inside the cabin. All right. So there you go. They are still having plane situations. Okay. Trust me, they really are. Somebody said there must be an omen for planes these days. Somebody said they blame this administration. Also research. Okay. Somebody said MAGA. Another commenter said MAGA has nothing to do with this. Somebody said, thanks, Trump. This idiot has just got to go. Okay. And then somebody said planes have never been exempt from tragedies, but my God, this is happening too much since the changeover to this administration. He said, I love flying, but it has given me a pause. I know it can happen in a car, train, a boat, walking in a ship. We are talking about planes today. What needs to change? Okay. First of all, they need to get enough people working there in those airports. Okay. Enough people working there. All right. Point blank. That's the first thing. All right. Okay. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Are you guys still flying, or are you guys taking a break for being on airplanes? Let me know in the comment section. All right. Other than that, guys, I think I covered everything that I told you I was going to cover tonight. Some of these other stories I will tell you guys about on Fuckery Friday later on tonight. Not as late as this one, though. I'll try to come in a little bit earlier and stuff. Y'all check out my latest videos in my YouTube shorts. And I think tomorrow I'll do a reaction video before I leave on Country Way. A lot of good stuff been happening on there. So y'all make sure y'all check that out as well. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content tonight. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And make sure you share and leave a comment as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to say thank you to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches us in the replay. Over here, we got Jermaine over here. Thank you so much, Jermaine, for being here like always. Thank you, Tony Bands, for being here as well. I appreciate you also, and you have a good night at work. I know that's right. I got a trip that I'm supposed to be taking in June, but I'm actually driving because I'm not getting on no damn plane. Y'all got me messed up. I'm driving all the way across. You know, it's like every bit of, I don't know how far Atlanta is from here. It's a long way though. So I'll be driving all the way across for a family reunion. And we're just gonna make the trip fun. Hold on, I got to sneeze. Hold on. We are just going to make the trip fun, okay? So I can be able to, just have an enjoyable experience and stuff. And plus, it makes the time go by quicker. I figure if I drive all day and then at about 8 or 9, go to a hotel and check in and go to sleep and then get back up early in the morning and drive again, it should take us about 3 days, I guess, to get there and stuff. So we will see. I'm not getting on anybody's plane. Because like I told you, man, it's because I haven't been talking about planes and stuff. They still been going through a lot of issues. They've been having a lot of issues and stuff. I just got tired of telling you guys about it all the time. So no planes for Shades Tube, okay? Or as my handyman called me, Shannon. No planes for Shannon. All right. All right. So anyway, we are getting ready to get out of here, you guys. Don't forget, if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or membership for $4.99, or you can do a cash app to $Shades Tube. All right. Other than that, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for checking me out for a few. All right. Y'all sleep tight. Have a good night at work. Have a good day at work as well. And have some fun. Take time out to enjoy yourself. Okay? And be positive. Don't be like some of these people sit up on YouTube talking about people, calling people BITCHs when they know who the real BITCH is. Okay? It's the one that had them. You know what I'm saying? Okay? They should have just did something. You know what I'm saying? Because, some of these people don't deserve to be here because they be doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So don't be like these type of people. Be positive. Be happy. Okay? And do something that shows that you have a lot of happiness inside you. All right. So until the next time. All right. You guys have a good night and happy and blessed Friday. This is Shades Tube, and I am out, y'all. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you so much. Porcupine head. Nah. All right. And I hope you feel better, Jermaine. All right. All right, y'all. Good night, and see y'all in my next live. And thank you so much. Wait, before I leave. Wait. I just saw this. So on The Simpsons, before we leave, on The Simpsons, you guys, they predicted Donald Trump's unaliving on April the 12th. Okay. So it is April the 4th. It's my daughter's birthday. Let's see if this is true. Let's hope it's not now. Because I don't be wishing on, on anyone. But this is a trip. I just saw this. We'll talk about this later on Fuckery Friday. That's tripped out. Good night, y'all.